Hello, so today I'm going to talk about marriage and religion, episode 2 of the one we started um, last week. So, as I said it last week, so the religion now came in, and which is the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church became a powerful institution in Europe. So, the blessing of a priest became necessary step for a marriage to be legally recognized. So by the 8th century, so marriage was widely accepted. Then the blessing of a priest now became very, very necessary for a marriage to be legally recognized. So now that it became a sacrament in the Catholic Church, so a ceremony, it became now like a ceremony to bestow God's grace to a couple. So with that now, at the Council of Trent in 1563, so the sacrament was now written into the canon law. It became like let's say a constitution, because the canon law of the Catholic Church means whatever is written there has become legalized. It's become is a doctrine. It's what will be carried out. So everybody must abide by the law. So now the question now is, did this change the nature of marriage? That is the question. Did this religion now change the nature of marriage? For sure. So now church blessings improved the lot of wives. It improved the lot of wives. So they were now like being heard. They now had a voice to speak up. So with this now, men were taught to show greater respect to their wives. That was now what was being taught to the men. And then they were also forbidden to divorce their wives. That is why till today in the Catholic Church, divorce is a no-no in the Catholic Church. So if you don't want to be divorced, do not actually marry in the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church will never accept divorce from a couple. So this is because the Christian doctrine declares that the two shall become one. So the two shall become one flesh. So with this, since the Bible declares that the two shall become one, so you marry one wife, one husband, and then divorce is not an option in the marriage. So now this gave husbands and wife exclusive access to each other's body. The wife have access to the husband's body. The husband have access to the wife's body. The husband cannot hold his body from his wife, and vice versa. The wife must submit her body to the husband. So this now puts new pressure. This is exactly what happened. It puts new pressure, on men, because they don't want to be limited to a wife. Now, having only one wife now puts a pressure on the men to remain sexually faithful. If you look at the Bible will tell you that a faithful man who can find. So because it is hard to get a faithful man, that is why the Bible will talk about who can find a faithful man. So the church now puts pressure on the men now to remain sexually faithful to their wives. Then the church now ruled it that men will remain the head of the family. So the man remains the head of the family. The wife takes order from the man. The hierarchy is that the man to the wife and then to the children. So, but the decision of the family is solely on the man. That was how the church ruled this, so that the man will still keep his position as the leader. So when did love actually enter marriage? Let's look at when love enters marriage. Throughout history, couples were marrying for practical reasons. So that was it. Couples were marrying for practical reasons. They weren't married because they fell in love or because of any romantic attraction. No, it wasn't that way. So couples were only marrying for practical reasons and not because they fell in love. In time, many couples even came to feel deep mutual love. So they were not in love, because I can remember our forefathers. I can remember my grandmother or my great grandmother. They never married because they were in love with a man. No, I remember my grandmother would tell me that she was just 14 years old and she was a friend to um my grandfather's younger brother. They were friends. They were both in school, that is in their standard those days. And she thought growing up with my grandfather's younger brother, they might tomorrow become lovers. So but when my grandfather wasn't even in Nigeria, then when my grandfather now sent a message to his parents that he need a wife, so they were like, you don't need to go far. Your younger brother have a girl that is close to him, and the girl is from a good family. She's a nice girl. I think it is better you marry her. And your younger brother is still small, and he's not ready. He's not going to be ready for marriage for a long time. So since you are ready, we give you the girl. That was how she never met this man. They've not seen face to face. The only thing they did was to take a picture of her and then send to him. And seeing the picture, well, the girl is grown. So at 15 years old, she got married to this man that she never knew. And then the man came, took her along back to his station where he based, then in Cameroon. So you see, there was nothing like they were lovers. They never saw themselves, they were not lovers. But they got married and had children together. And in fact, what separated them is death. It was till death do us part. And today, they live till old age, even till both of them died. You see, and I grew up seeing them loving themselves so deeply. You see, so the marriage then was people were not being marrying because they fell in love with each other or any romance involvement. There was nothing like that. Rather, people develop this love in the marriage. They will come to have mutual, you know, love, and the next thing is the relationship will grow from strength to strength, and they will love themselves to the extent of not even letting one to go. So this was how it was then. So people were not marrying because of love, because they fell in love or because of romance. It wasn't anything like that. But the idea of romantic love as a motivating force for marriage only started far back in the Middle Ages. That was when the idea of this romantic love in marriages started. It dated far back in the Middle Ages. So the whole issue of romance love concept actually came to play by the French. The French brought in this romance of a thing and so on. So the question now is, did love change marriage? Did love change marriage? Wow, actually it did. It did change marriage, as the concept of romance love gave women greater leverage in the whole issue of marriage. So women were being seen as equal beings, and husbands started treating their wives well. So because of this love of a thing coming in, so people no longer just marry women and make them like slaves, because women were just like slaves. So now when love issue came into being, you start having feeling for a particular girl that you like before even moving ahead to marry the person. And this started giving women the leverage, to be seen as equal beings with men. And that also gave the husbands, they made the husbands now to start treating their wives as partners, to start treating their wives as one. So I tell you, this is exactly how marriage has evolved over the years. If you find this video interesting, give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And also share this video, and for people out there who will need to watch this video and learn from it. So share this video with your friends, with your community. If you have anything to add to this video, you have any idea, please, you can put it in the comment section. Thank you and God bless you.